Okay, I've been informed that we should probably go check out the treasure hunter. So let's see if he's back. Looks like he is. Found something pretty good. Take it. We got a super recovery hollow disc. Didn't we need that for Rena? Super regen disc, super double disc, and a full recovery disc. Well, I guess seeing as we're here, let's just keep sending him out on the... Oh, yep. Okay, I'm just gonna keep sending him out, I guess. Okay, let's stop at the warehouse. So yeah, there's a super double, I guess I'm just gonna keep sending him out, and hopefully the treasure hunter will be able to get us all we needed. Wow. 20,000 HP in range. That seems excessive, but that's actually probably not nearly as useful. Okay, yeah, I guess let's go outside the city and just go beat up trees for a while. Trying to remember if there are any other places. Nope. And since we're getting an early start on it, we can potentially make it out all the way to where the Black Gabumon / the Red Vegemon were last time. Okay. Let's see. I'm thinking about the recolors for this game. Again, I do that constantly. I think I'd be more okay with recolors if they changed the visual design just slightly. Is that it? No, he just got knocked on his ass.
Let's go. Go.
Like I'm trying to think of games that do recolors particularly well, and there aren't many of them. Now that I'm thinking about it. Mainly just because, like, usually with recolors, you just do what that guy did.
Nice
and, what that guy is, and you just change the colors around a bunch. But, like, I'd be totally down with, like, that's a good example. Actually, no. It's a good example of a recolor. I was thinking about Disgaea, but the various tiers of characters never really increased in appearance. Which is a shame. I mean, really, just, like, switch the face around a little bit. Make them a little bit taller, a little bit thinner. Give them, like, a mask or a different kind of head or something. I don't know. Like, I can see why recolors are a good thing, because they really do save on development costs. Because all you have to do is swap the color palette around. But, like, at the same time, I really would actually be totally fine with a recolor if it looks slightly different. Now, they always need to poop. Whenever we go by. Luckily, like, I've got them down to a schedule, so it's perfect. Yeah, they have recolors so they can have a bigger roster without having to take up memory space or development time. What? We could try it. I didn't realize he moved around. Like, I understand that it's not it's to save on time and to pad things out. Because yeah, if you took out the recolors, that'd probably reduce the number of Digimon in this game by about a third. I don't know, level 10 Numamon, we might be able to fight him this time.
You did just like that.
Let's just hit him hard.
Looking good.
I don't know what that was kind of gross.
That's right. Just like that.
Okay.
Get up.
Let's see. This guy's kind of messing my day up.
That's there. Okay.
A little bit more, a little bit
Good
more.
hit.
There we go. Alright.
No escape.
Galactic Flare. That... Okay, perfect. Made him invulnerable. I guess my main grumpage is... I would actually be more okay with them stealing models from previous Digimon games.
This'll
And
show
just,
me.
you know, updating the textures a little bit. Like, Cyber Sleuth existed. And had a fair number of Digimon. I would much rather them... Oh, hey, Super Double Disc. We needed one of those. Actually, we got a fair amount of stats from that, and we just got Poop Attack Field. Yay. I would have rather them, like, totally just ape a bunch of assets from Cyber Sleuth And, you know, just update them with, like, slightly different textures or whatever. And have, like, just keep expanding it. Because, like, yeah, to some degree you are going to need to make them look nicer from game to game. But at the same time, you can kind of have, like, a little bit of a wiggle room there. And just, like, you know, they just save development time by stealing those assets and porting them over. That would be incredibly okay in my book. Yeah, tacky and lazy, but at the same time, I would rather do that and have a huge roster than have a smaller roster and recolors. Trying to think of other, like, easy examples of things they could do. As far as, like, recolors go. I don't know. It's hard to say. It also kind of bothers me. I was talking about this when I was playing Twilight Princess with Shell, actually. Twilight Princess has these, like, really wonderfully inspired-looking environments, as far as I'm concerned. And, like, I'm just looking at this right now, and all of these trees are identical, just slightly rotated. They might not be fully identical, but still. Let's see, do we have any others? No, we just have these fruits. Oh, that's okay. That's part of the reason why I actually always really liked sprites. What's a good example? Actually, Fire Emblem. I want to say Fire Emblem did exactly what I'm talking about. The ones in the Game Boy Advanced. I want to say Fire Emblem from one Game Boy Advance game to the other actually did just update the models slightly and make them look cooler, and then just added more. I could be wrong though. It's been a while since I've played the Game Boy Advanced Fire Emblem games. They were amazing though.
Here goes.
Like, I've been playing Fire Emblem Fates on my own, and as part of the Fire Emblem games, you can change it so you see battle animations. I just have it off because they're not interesting to me. Whereas, like, whenever I play any of the Game Boy Advanced Fire Emblem games, it's just like, I absolutely want to see every one of these because the animations are just so good. But I don't know. I guess also it's just one of those where I know developers don't, like, developers pay artists peanuts comparatively. Okay. Today's lesson is the Muscle Cosmos, symbolizing Herculean strength. This powerful bud will bloom vigorously just about anywhere. Partner's strength, happiness and strength increased. Okay, cool. Let's see. They're all just gonna run away from me, I think. But yeah, for Fire Emblem, like, the old 2D sprites were so amazing. I was just like, I'm absolutely down for just watching these cutscenes over and over again. And now that it's gone full 3D, I'm just like, I have no interest. It just lost some of the charm. I don't know. I guess it's one of those where, like, I haven't been particularly fond of the 3DS's visuals. Same thing with the regular DS. The transition to 3D has been hard on handhelds, because with consoles, it looked like garbage. I guess it's been hard on both. The problem is, with consoles, consoles and, like, PC, they pioneered 3D. And so you had kind of a good idea of what you're getting into, you know, with a modern 3D game. And admittedly, it's gotten a little bit lazier. Let's see, did I ever play Path of Radiance? That was the one on the GameCube or the Wii? I played the one on the Wii. It was good, but I hadn't played the one on the GameCube, so it was less interesting to me. So, you know, there's some pretty gorgeous, you know, games out there right now, for PC and console, that, like, absolutely put old games to shame, and that's normal. But, the issue is, handhelds, they don't have the power to match up with that, for the most part. So, like, I will play, you know, the most recent Fire Emblem game on the 3DS, and I'm just like, it just doesn't look good. And I can't handle that because it looks like something out of the, you know, GameCube, PS2 era, maybe? On, like, small resolution with, like, no anti-aliasing and stuff, and it's just, like, it's hard to look at this. Like, I was looking at the Xenoblade Chronicles re-release on the 3DS, and it's just like, they look like weird lump people, and I didn't like it. Let's see. I'm just fighting all of these guys.
Keep it up.
We're in a position to just fight everybody freely.
Go.
With minimal consequences. Save for my extreme lack of MP here. But yeah, I absolutely love whenever a game has either like really pretty sprites or like hand-painted 2D, because those tend to be ageless. Like, that's one of the reasons why I'm a little bit leery about going back and playing Digimon World 1. Because, like, I was looking at that. The environments in that game looked pretty nice. But the models, ooh, the models do not look great. But, like, I don't know. Give me sprites or 2D images any day over bad 3D. Because, like, that stuff's timeless. I'm trying to think of, like, well, this is going to be a problem. I'm trying to think of a great example of a...
That's right.
I'm trying to think of good examples of, like, old 2D games. I guess an easy one was, like, Odin Sphere. Odin Sphere looked amazing for its time. And still looks amazing.
Good hit.
And then they did, like, the HD remake, and it looks even better. But you could very easily just play old Odin Sphere. Yes, I'm actively trying to push this guy as long as possible with us. It makes me laugh. But old Odin Sphere looks wonderful. Okay, there he goes. And, you know, would have been a truly timeless game, except for the fact that the combat was a little bit junky. Whereas, like, well, I mean, Final Fantasy VII, everybody lauded it as this kind of fun, cool new style, and it just looked awful. Or Final Fantasy VIII, which was, like, way more realistic, and everybody was just like, Let's see. I don't know. I like 3D. I'm glad the games industry has, you know, pushed it as hard as it has. Final Fantasy 15 looked ridiculous, and there's... I mean, I guess 13 looked pretty good, too. All things considered. It's just, it's also put a lot of other developers in a really hard place. And I wish some of them would just accept, yeah, let's go back to 2D and call that close enough. Oh, right, okay. They're hungry. I should probably feed them instead of just running around and ranting about stuff.
You hungry?
I'm not a terrible person. Sort of.
Ready to eat?
I do also wish more developers would go for like a hand-painted texturing style. This goes for kind of like a pseudo-realistic cel-shaded, I don't know. But like it's weird when I look at like Taumon's shirt and it's just like, that's just kind of a weird repeated texture and I don't really like that. Oh well. Anyway, good materials. Hey, we leveled up. Okay. Let's get some skills. So I could wait one more level, and we could get Heaven's Blessing. We could actually increase lifetime. Carrying capacity. Expensive. Fatigue care is nice. Would be nice, but we'll leave that for later. Okay. Discovery rate of wild-grown resources. Nah. Okay. Quantity of metal-type materials harvested and rare item acquisition rate. Rock, liquid, and wood. I'm leaning for wood. Well, no, we need wood. So let's pick up Woodman. Cause yeah, if I can start upgrading some of these other things, that'd actually be useful. What are we gonna do? I guess let's go to the warehouse, drop stuff off, and go back out again. Oh. I wonder if we get a lot of trainer points for dropping items off, like materials and stuff. I didn't think about that, but that actually might be how some of the, how this works. That actually makes a lot of sense now that I'm thinking about it. Okay, well, we're here and not in a huge rush. Let's see. So, if we want Tsukuyamon, we need 10,000 mana. Okay, that's not impossible. Wisdom, we pretty much need to double it. We're actually not in a bad spot to get Taomon. Or not Taomon, Tsukuyamon. The main issue is that's going to require key points of 7. And we've only got 2 of them. So yeah, if I wanted to, on the next route, if we somehow managed to get Taomon again, we might be able to get Tsukuyamon. It'd be rough, though. Dianamon requires 8, and we know everything required for it. Yeah, so it's like 4 to 5 times the amount of stats. Here, and Barbamon. Yeah, it's not impossible to get a Mega, it's just gonna take a while. Yeah, luckily, I don't know what TF means. I'll have to think about that. Figure that out. But yeah, I mean, we're almost halfway to, like, a Dianamon if we really wanted to. Okay. I want an art game with Dino Digimon in place of normal dinosaurs. I want an art game that's just Digimon themed. Like, we got a really good not Digimon, we got a really good sandbox town builder from the Dragon Quest people. I would absolutely pay, you know, full price for a Digimon or Dragon Quest Monsters themed, like, version of Arc. But, I mean, really, if you just added kind of Arc-style monster collection and fighting to Dragon Quest builders, that would actually be pretty close to a perfect game for me.
Nice.
Though Digimon would be an equally good alternative. The only problem is I've been kind of burnt by Digimon games in the past, so I can't imagine that if they tried to do the early access survival type approach game, oh god, that would be awful. But maybe I'm just in a bad position to be, like, commenting on that. Like, I like the idea of Arc. I think Arc is kind of a fun game. Fishing is a great source of bits. Yeah, or murdering Fugamon over and over and over again is actually a fair bit faster. I think. It's also just good for fighting things. But yeah, I like the idea of Arc. I like the idea of a game where you're, like, running around catching dinosaurs and stuff like that and, you know, using them to fight your battles. However, it gets kind of boring the way that Arc is specifically presented, because it gets longer and it gets harder, and after a while it's just like, let's rely on these poorly programmed monsters to go fight for me, and, like, shit can go wrong in any number of ways, and they can path wrong and get stuck on trees and shit. Like, I would much prefer, like, a game that almost plays exactly like this. You know, you're, but crossed with, like, kind of the Arc mechanics. Like, you're going out, you're gathering resources, whatnot. Isn't there supposed to be, like... Oh, we need to poop. Okay, I wonder if the resources haven't respawned. I guess we could go through the cave and try and go that way. Or, no, let's just go to where there's where the Goblinmon normally are. But, you know, back to the topic. There's, like... If it was a game where you're a trainer or a tamer or something like that, and you're running around, and you just have, like, a Gabumon, and it's there to defend you, and if you run across another Digimon in the wild, you have to fight it. And so you have to be kind of careful, because you don't want your Gabumon to go down, get sick, or die, because that means you can't go out at all until it recovers. Or it dies, starts over as a training rookie, and you have to do the same training thing as this. Okay. There's got to be some wood around here that I can gather, yes? Doesn't look like there's really any enemies here, so I don't have to worry about it too much. Oh, we might have messed up. Well, battle time! But so, you have this monster to defend you, and all the while you're going out gathering, like, raw resources and stuff like that. You're gathering raw resources specifically to... you know, slowly improve. Okay, there's a mining thing over here, but that's not that useful. But, you know, you're going out gathering raw resources, improving your town facilities, almost exactly like how Dragon Quest builders work. And, you know, the further you go out, the more interesting Digimon you find, and either you can capture them or you just digivolve your own or something like that. I don't know. There's like a billion ways that it could be done, and it would be really fun. Because like currently with Arc, it looks awful. The AI is terrible, and because it's kind of this like first-person shooter real-time fighting situation, it's just like I don't really enjoy fighting this. Whereas like if you had a battle system almost exactly like this, it would be like, all right, here's your Digimon. They're gonna go fight shit, and that's just how it works. That'd be really satisfying in my opinion. But maybe that's just because I prefer this sort of thing over to just regular dinos. Also, the leveling system in Arc pisses me off.
Nice.
Okay. It doesn't seem like we've got a whole lot of wood gathering points here. And that's the only gathering spot in the entire zone. I don't remember what was the... Oh, right, there's nothing on the other side. It's just, some rocks. It might open up as we go along. TF. TF stands for training failures. Not going to the bathroom, not feeding them. Oh, okay. Yeah, so I'm pretty good at not screwing up training. So that's good. Okay, I guess let's just run down this direction. Yeah, I really like the idea of, like, open-world survival games. I just feel like they've all just kind of copied DayZ without even thinking about it. And I feel like that's kind of cheapened the brand. Like, I really want, like, a open-world survival game where you're actually... I think I just got a bunch of Digigreat wood, actually. I could be wrong. Still getting a lot of Digi-Whitewood, which is not really what I'm down for. But, like, I really like the idea of working together with other players to, like, build a society and fight off monsters and stuff. And, you know, I guess the idea of raiding other players is enjoyable, too. It's just, for me, I would much prefer a good game first that then turns into survival multiplayer, as opposed to a survival multiplayer game that sits in early access forever and sucks. I don't know. Let's see. Do we know if there's anything on the other side? Okay, I got some Digibamboo. We needed that for Gigimon's house. Man, for getting that upgrade. I guess we are getting some Digibamboo from this. It's mostly whitewood, though. It'd be nice if I could almost, like, trade it up or something like that. Oh, well.
Nice and calm.
Anyway.
That's right.
You know, we should also see about maybe getting the upgrade that increases the amount of stats we get from fights. Though I almost get the feeling that's not actually going to be as useful as I think it would be.
You did it. That's the way.
Let's see. Do training failures occur if you have to use a portable toilet? Nope.
Good hit.
I'm fairly certain I don't have any training failures on these guys. There's probably a way I can check. They're tired. I don't see a list of training failures at all. Well, I'm gonna assume I have none. Okay, so still haven't found any wood here. I guess let's just grab this. Yeah, it'd be nice if it was a little bit more explicit about where your training failures are. But as long as you're not, like, really screwing around and have enough, porta-potties, I think we're in a fine spot for never getting any. I think there are actually a couple of, Digivolutions that are going to require training failures, but that'll be later. Okay, is this a second, loop through, Digivolution-wise? Yep. Let's see, so we got some more mushrooms and lemons and stuff. Yeah, I guess we'll probably just grab these and go back. We're still not that much closer to where we want to be. But at least we are getting some goodies. I just hope these guys die off soon so we can do another loop through. I mean, that sounds horrible.
Nice.
It's just one of those where it's just like... my favorite part of this game really is... starting at Rookie and going or not starting a rookie, starting at wherever, baby, and going all the way through and just seeing what you get. It's always so fun to me. Wasn't there like a Tyrannomon's gym or something like that you could go to?
Okay. Gather up.
In the Digimon graveyard? No.
Here you go.
No, there was Leomon's gym, and you just had to go out of your way for that one, I think. I just remember spending a fair amount of time in the
It's chow time.
in the Digimon graveyard in World 1, specifically to age out a bunch of my Digimon quick, while running around fighting those Dark Birdramon, whatever they're called. That was actually super handy, because I didn't have to think about, you know, it's like, I got, what's the dumb brain Digimon with the laser gun? I think I had that one. But I was just like, I got a Digimon I don't care about. Let's just walk off, go to the hyperbolic time death chamber and just let them die of old age quick. Ooh. I also remember really enjoying when they would die of old age, you get teleported back to town, so you could just run around outside for, like, forever as long as... Yeah, Vadamon. There we go. I hated Vadamon. In the show and otherwise. See, is Fugumon up there? Yep, Fugumon's up there. We might as well fight him for a little bit more money. But yeah, I like the loops through. Once we start getting Mega, this will get a lot faster. Unfortunately, because of the way stats are going to be lined up, we're actually going to be spending very little of our time on Rookie, much less Champion. Like, this is the one thing I don't like about this game, actually, is that, there's so much, like, potential for like, cool Digimon in the mid-tiers, and you never see them there. But I guess that's true of every,
Good hit.
I guess that's true of, like, every Digimon and Pokemon game. You very, very rarely, if ever, use any of the, like, in-training varieties. Because it's always better to be at max Digivolution.
Nice going.
See, did I ever play Digimon Masters Online, or whatever that one's called? Nope, looked ugly to me. I'd play a new one. If there was, like, a MMO version of this kind of game, I think I'd be a little bit more interested. But yeah, the, whatever the Digimon MMO was, is just like, eh. Let's see. I'm in, like, brain fart mode. This is one of those games where it's hard to commentate over because it's such a cyclical experience. You're pretty much doing the same thing over and 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 over forever. And that's not terrible.
Stay focused.
But it does, like, eventually get to the point where I'm just like, I don't know how to commentate. Oh, it's Sunday, isn't it? It's Sunday. I guess we might as well go strength. We're getting pretty close to one-shotting some of the Digimon along the way here. And it's poop time. Okay, do I have any more milk? Yeah, I do. Alright, looks like they're both tired. How much money do we have? Oh, wow. We actually can almost upgrade another one. Awesome. Let's see, is this a new save for the live streams? Nope, it's the same one. This is... If this is... Yeah, this is somewhere around episode, like, 22 or something like that. Right. We gotta talk to Kawagumon, then we can pass out.
Okay, gather up.
I'll probably, Oh, right.
Okay,
I'll probably be a lot
gather
more,
up.
aggressive about feeding them the
Good
stat
Sleep
foods. Once we've, once they age out.
Now.
But the problem is they're going to age out at a desync
Ready to
rate,
eat?
which is inconvenient. Okay.
It's chow time. Eat up.
Unfortunately, I keep forgetting to feed Talmon properly. Oh, that's okay. So I guess let's go outside, get Togemon. I'm trying to figure out other things. did we... I don't think I got enough materials that we can upgrade anything again. I did storage. Let's see. Am I going for what they need, or am I just winging it? I am winging it so hard. Mainly because even if I tried right now, it would be an extreme struggle to get some megas. And so instead, I'm just like, screw it. We're just gonna go with the winging it approach. Just get whatever we can, train up what we can, and eventually, like, try and, eventually I'll start actually working on these things properly. Oh, is, storage gonna be its own store now? Instead of this, nope. He just has a neat little thing. I like it how every time we upgrade this in Central, it just zooms out of the Numamon. It's just like, he didn't get an upgrade, but he is the central piece of Central, so I don't know. Anyway. Brain. Okay. Brain, get, where, go. So we can upgrade the builder again. We still can't get Gigimon's house. Oh, jeez. We need a lot of Digibamboo. That sucks. Okay, so we did get one more Digigreatwood, and there's no way we're gonna have enough, Digicopper. There might be, like, Mithril and Chrome Digizoid elsewhere. But that'll be later. I think I might, let's just get the, wait, I want to take a look at this for a second. Yeah, these are resources I have plenty of. We're just gonna upgrade the builder for the time being. It'd be nice if it actually cut us, like, a little bit of a discount there. Okay. So now what? We could train forever. I could keep harvesting wood, but that's starting to drive me a little bit nuts. Money is easy. We could just grind until they die off and then we try again. Because age 14, age 13. They only have like a day or two left. We could also just say... We could go to the desert.